A viral influencer tried to steal my family's first-class seats, so I destroyed her career. I saved for 3 years to take my wife and daughter on a luxury vacation to London. We were settled into our first-class seats when a woman, let us call her Chloe, marched up with a ring light attached to her phone. She did not even look at her boarding pass before demanding we move. Chloe looked at our comfortable hoodies and shouted, "You do not belong here, so get your trashy family out of my seats right now." She turned her camera on and began a live stream, telling her followers that a group of scammers had stolen her prepaid spot. My 7-year-old daughter started crying. I calmly showed Chloe my digital boarding passes for seats 2A, 2B, and 2C. She did not care. She leaned in and whispered that she would pay me $50 to move to the back so she could finish her travel vlog in style. When I refused, she snapped. Chloe started screaming that we were ruining her brand and that people like us were the reason flying had become trashy. A flight attendant named Sarah arrived and asked for Chloe's pass. Chloe was actually assigned to seat 34F, all the way in the back of the plane. She refused to move and began filming Sarah, claiming she was being harassed by the airline. While Chloe was performing for her followers, I kept my phone recording from my lap. I captured the moment she spat on the floor and called the flight attendant a lowly servant. Security eventually dragged her off the plane while she screamed about her 1 million followers. Before we took off, I uploaded the unedited video of her entire meltdown. By the time we landed in London, the video had 10 million views. Her biggest sponsors dropped her within hours. She tried to claim the video was edited, but the raw footage was undeniable. She's now banned from the airline and works at a mall kiosk. My manager stole my $10,000 commission, so I used her own camera to destroy her life. I worked in luxury real estate software sales and had been chasing a massive enterprise account for 9 months. When I finally closed the deal, my $10,000 commission was supposed to hit my next paycheck. Instead, my manager, Sandra, intercepted the paperwork and rerouted the entire bonus to herself, claiming she had closed the deal while I was at lunch. When I confronted her, she laughed in my face. Sandra said, "You should be grateful I even let you work here because I can replace you tomorrow." She reminded me that she was the department head, so her word was law. A secret forensic audit was already tracking every digital signature and commission transfer due to missing corporate funds. I reported the theft to the auditors and waited. 2 days later, the auditors called Sandra for a meeting. She panicked and cornered me in the parking lot, screaming that I was a rat. I stood my ground and told her I wanted my money back. The next morning, I received a legal notice. Sandra was suing me for assault and emotional distress, claiming I had followed her home and shoved her down her front steps. She even showed up to the office in a neck brace, weeping to human resources about how dangerous I was. She demanded I be fired and arrested immediately. The police arrived at her house to take her formal statement. When the lead officer asked for evidence, Sandra pointed to her high-tech doorbell camera, confident it would back her story. She had forgotten that the camera had a cloud backup she could not delete. Footage showed Sandra walking onto her porch, looking around to make sure the street was empty, and then throwing herself down the stairs onto a pile of soft mulch. She then sat up, checked her hair, and called the police. Sandra was arrested for filing a false police report and insurance fraud. The audit proved she had stolen over $50,000 from various employees. She lost her job, her house, and is currently serving 3 years in prison. I got my commission back and her former job. My real estate agent tried to sell my home while I lived in it, so I let him bankrupt himself. My landlord passed away and left his entire 3-acre property to me, but a local real estate agent named Marcus convinced the distant heirs that the land was still part of their inheritance. Marcus wanted a massive commission from selling the adjacent mansion and decided my small cottage was an eyesore that ruined the curb appeal. He served me a 30-day notice to vacate, claiming my residency was illegal. When I showed him the deed my landlord had signed over months before passing, Marcus laughed. He told me the document was a cheap fake and that he would make my life a living hell until I crawled away. Marcus started an aggressive construction project right against my porch. He spent his entire personal savings and took out a massive high-interest loan to build a high-end stone wall and a luxury paved driveway that cut directly through my front yard. He called it a spite project designed to block my view and make my house unsellable. I watched from my window as the expensive granite was laid and the mature trees were planted. I did not say a single word of protest. I simply let him spend every cent he had on the transformation. The day the project was finished, Marcus stood on my porch and told me that the mansion next door was under contract for $5 million. He screamed that I was officially trespassing on his client's new driveway and that the police were coming to remove me. I smiled and called my lawyer. We met Marcus and the police at the edge of the property. My lawyer handed the officers a certified copy of the land survey and the recorded deed. I had owned the land for years. Marcus had built a $100,000 driveway on private property without a permit. The city ordered Marcus to return the land to its original state immediately. He had to pay a demolition crew to tear up the stone and the asphalt. He lost his savings, his license, and his home. Now he is paying me restitution every month while he works at a warehouse. A gym influencer tried to ruin my life over a tripod, so I used her own house to destroy her. I am a regular guy who goes to the gym at 5 a.m. to avoid people. Last month, a local fitness influencer named Tiffany started filming her workouts right in the middle of the main walkway. She blocked the path to the water station with 3 tripods for 3 hours every day. When I walked past her camera to get a drink, Tiffany exploded. She screamed that I was a creep and that I had ruined a $10,000 brand deal. She filmed my face and told her followers I was a stalker who purposely tried to hurt her. The gym manager was a fan of hers, so he banned me on the spot without checking the footage. A week later, I was served with a lawsuit for $200,000. Tiffany claimed I violently shoved her into a squat rack, causing a permanent spinal injury. She posted videos of herself in a neck brace, crying about how she could no longer walk without pain. My lawyer was terrified because the gym cameras had a blind spot where the incident happened. But Tiffany's vanity was her downfall. She had recently posted a video bragging about her new high-definition doorbell camera that recorded everything. During the legal discovery process, we subpoenaed her home security footage. The video from the morning after the alleged injury showed Tiffany sprinting down her driveway to catch a delivery truck. She was not wearing a neck brace, and she was lifting a 60-pound box of equipment over her head while jumping for joy. When we played the footage in court, Tiffany began to shake. The judge was livid. He dismissed the case and immediately referred Tiffany to the district attorney for insurance fraud and perjury. Tiffany lost all her sponsors and was forced to pay my $50,000 legal bill. She's now facing felony charges and a possible 5-year prison sentence. Her social media accounts are gone, and she is a total pariah in the fitness community. A doctor ignored my internal bleeding, so I had the hospital board fire him by noon. I have been a silent board member for the city hospital for 3 years. I usually stay out of daily operations, but last Tuesday I felt a sharp, stabbing pain in my abdomen that would not stop. I drove myself to the emergency room at 4 in the morning. The attending physician was a man named Dr. Miller. He did not even look at my chart before walking in. I told him I had a history of vascular issues and felt like I was bleeding internally. Dr. Miller rolled his eyes and sighed loudly. He told me I was likely just experiencing gas or looking for pain medication. I tried to explain my medical history, but he held up a hand to silence me. He said, "I went to medical school for 8 years, Mr. Reynolds. I think I know more about your stomach than you do." He refused to order a scan and told the nurse to discharge me immediately. When I got home, I barely made it to my computer before the pain became unbearable. I saw an email from Dr. Miller that had been forwarded to me by the administrative staff. He had written a formal complaint about my disruptive behavior and drug-seeking tendencies. He called me a drain on hospital resources and suggested I be blacklisted from the facility. He ended the email by saying people like me were the reason healthcare costs were rising. I was furious. I hit reply. I wrote a very short message thanking him for his professional opinion and informing him that my private specialist had just confirmed a ruptured artery. Then I intentionally added the entire board of directors to the CC line. I hit send and went into emergency surgery at a competing hospital. By the time I woke up, Dr. Miller was trending on the internal staff portal. The board saw his blatant negligence and his harassing tone. He was terminated for cause by noon, and his medical license is currently under review by the state. A famous doctor ignored my internal bleeding, so I ruined his career and bank account. I was doubled over in the emergency room with agonizing abdominal pain. The attending physician, Dr. Marcus, did not even look at my chart. Instead, he was busy adjusting a ring light for a social media video. Marcus told his assistant to keep the peasants out of the shot. When I tried to explain that I had a history of ruptured cysts, he laughed in my face. Marcus told me I was clearly just looking for pain medication and that I should go home and drink some tea. He actually recorded a video of himself mocking my dramatic posture while I sat there sweating through my shirt. I told him he was making a massive mistake and needed to do his job. He snapped. Marcus went on a 5-minute screaming match about how he has 3 million followers and makes more in one brand deal than I make in a year. He called me a bottom feeder and told security to throw me out. What he did not know was that I was the lead representative for the investment group that just purchased the hospital. I walked out, went straight to the administrative wing, and called an emergency board meeting. While I was in emergency surgery an hour later, the board reviewed the raw, unedited footage from the hospital security cameras. They saw Marcus mocking a patient for his social media followers. By the time I woke up, Marcus had been stripped of his medical license and fired for gross negligence. I leaked the security footage of his tantrum to the press. His sponsors dropped him instantly. He was sued for malpractice and lost his multi-million-dollar mansion in the settlement. Last I heard, he is barred from practicing medicine anywhere in the country and is buried under 7 figures of legal debt. He tried to be a star, but I made sure he became a warning.